In this video, I'm going to share with you the steps for using the basic online lesson template for creating live online lessons. Now, as you'll recall, the basic online lesson template is a visual tool to help you organize your ideas for creating online learning experiences. There's also included in this template some guides and some nudges and some information that is helpful as you plan your lesson out. And so this template can be used for on-demand lessons, but in this case, we're going to be using this also for planning and designing your live online learning experience as well. So we're going to be walking through the process of using this template to designing that live online learning lesson. Now, one thing to remember here is that you would first use your focus board that we've talked about to organize the lesson structure and the information and the ingredients, if you will, that go into this. And so you'll answer those 4 questions on the focus board and organize that out. And then you'll use that focus board to inform what you build into the template. So the template is sort of outlining the structure and the technology and the things like that that you'll be using as you deliver your live online lesson. And so it's important to note, begin with the focus board and then use the focus board to complete the live online lesson template. Now, just as a review here, the basic online lesson template, there are a few key sections within it. So there's a title, date, and description section. This helps you stay organized if you're doing multiple lessons. It's a great way to make sure that those are titled and dated appropriately. There's also an indicator there where you can identify if this template is for a live or an on-demand lesson. So in this case, we're going to be using the live lesson, of course, but that's a checkbox there that will allow you to select that identifier, that delivery mode for the lesson that you're working with. Next, you're going to want to identify the learning objective for the lesson. Now, this will also come from the focus board, so you'll be able to identify that and move that into the lesson, the learning objective element there in the template. Then the main section of the basic online lesson template is really for the various lesson elements. Now, when we're designing the live lesson, these are going to be things like your activities or your content presentations and things of that nature. So it's the elements that make up the lesson. These include different form fields in there where you can actually add information to and identify, let's say, the type of technology or the technology feature you're going to be using to deliver it. And then it also includes guiding prompts. You'll see there with the next button will guide you step by step through the process of adding that information to the template. So the basic online lesson template, especially for live lessons, really provides that framework for designing the flow and the sequence of that live experience that's there. Now, one thing to note, just as an alignment element here, the focus board that we've talked about, you'll notice that the symbols there, the evidence of learning, for example, can come directly into the lesson template. So if it's identified in the focus board as what the learner would create to show that they've learned something, that will go directly into the basic online lesson template as that element. So you'll see that there is a parallel and a connection between those two tools as you begin organizing the lesson out. So let's take a look here and do a demonstration of the basic online lesson template for live online learning experiences. Alright, I have the basic online lesson template up here for a live online learning experience. Now you'll notice a few things here. I do have some information that is pre-filled out here. So I have my title, I have a placeholder for a date, and then a very short description. I've also identified here the delivery mode. Notice I can uncheck that and check it back if I need to. So one thing to note also with using the template, you can always go in to the page fields. This is an interactive PDF document that you can scan through and view various aspects of that. If you want to be guided through the process, just simply select the next button. It's going to take you to the next step in using that template. You'll notice the information that you've put in already has been brought in and it's highlighted there, so it's you can kind of see where it's there. But as you select select this, you would select next, and it'll take you to the next item. You'll get some prompts, and then you'll be asked to add some information as you go through. So in this case, this is the learning objective, and I could type in that. I've pre-filled out some information here, of course, but you see I'm simply selecting the next button to advance through. Now, one of the things to note on the various design cards here is that you'll notice each card has 3 steps. The first step is giving you some basic information about what that card is asking for, and then once you select next, you'll actually have a point where you can add information to the first part of the card. So here we're asking for the title, and then I've added that in, and then I would select next, and then I'm describing how you will deliver that information. And so this could be a presentation, and I may, because it's a live session, add in here that it's going to be through Zoom or some sort of web conferencing tool. I can be as descriptive as I need to be in these various elements here. So as I select through, you'll notice that it just walks me step by step through that process. I'm actually going to fast forward here as we get to the final elements here. So now I've added all the elements to the lesson here. Notice that if I want to go back and edit anything, I can always select those and I can edit that, and it will actually update throughout, which is kind of a nice feature there. And as I select next, now I'm on the final page here that would allow me to print this document if I wanted to. Now, the nice thing about the online lesson template is I can do a save as and save a new version of this and create a new lesson, but I can always keep these documents for my records and for my planning purposes as I'm designing this lesson out. So the basic online lesson template for live online learning experiences just walks you step by step through the process of identifying what is in each what you're talking about or what you're presenting here at the top, and then how it's being delivered to the learner at the bottom there as you add those various elements.